Namaskar. SWAMY ASWATHY THIRUNAL. From today, we are entering into the Ramayana month. That means the month of Ramayana. As you know, Ramayana is a very, very important book in spirituality. People will be reciting Ramayanas in their homes. They will also be reciting Ramayanas in temples and open places like that. This month is devoted for Ramayana. There are three very important texts that you should read, understand and follow if you want to walk in the path of spirituality. They are basic texts. One is Ramayana, the other is Mahabharata, and the third one is Bhagavata. Each text deals with each subject. For example, Ramayana is a very, very important text. It deals with the spiritual path. The word meaning is this. Rama, he is a personification of Mahavishnu who visited this earth in Treta Yuga, thousands and thousands of years back. He came and drove away the Rakshasas who dominated, the demons who dominated the earth at that time. There's a truce between Devas and Rakshasas, Devas and Asuras. Asuras live in Patalam and Devas live in Swargalokam or heaven. They had no right to come and disturb the balance of the earth. So the Devas follow the rule. They don't come to earth directly. You can reach them only through a deep meditation. But Asuras break this rule and they come and dominate the human beings. And Asuras are very, very powerful beings. And whenever this happens, when human beings' life is at a stake, then God comes as a human being, as an avatar, and frees the humanity from the hands of the Rakshasa or demons. That's the concept. Well, in Ramayana, it is a story of Rama. In Bhagavatam, that's a story of Krishna. Bhagavatam teaches you the essential lessons that you should understand in bhakti. That is devotion to God. In Mahabharata, we learn about the eternal principles of human life. The value of principles in personal life, in social life, in political life, like that. So by reading these three texts, our mind will be sublimated. Our mind will get sublimated. And we will enter into a basic culture from where we can go for spiritual search. So these three texts are very, very, very important. Among them, Ramayana is the most important because Ramayana deals with the journey of a spiritualist to moksha or liberation. The word meaning is this, Ramayanam. Ayanam means journey and Rama is the personification of Mahavishnu. So it is Rama's journey. So many people take this book as the story of a king called Rama and his adventures. But it's not true. It is actually a symbolic text. It was written by Valmiki, the great saint. Valmiki was originally a person called Ratnagaran. Ratnagaran, the word means a person who carries a very, very precious stone in his hand. That's the meaning, Ratnagaran. He became Valmiki, the realized soul. And that journey from Ratnagaran to Valmiki is described in Ramayana through different episodes, different symbols, like that. Unless you understand the meaning of these symbols, you won't be able to understand the reality of Ramayana. Let's take the first name that we got, Ratnagaran. The word means a person, as I told you, a person who has a very precious stone with him. Well, you are the Ratnagaran. Because you have a precious stone in you. What is this precious stone? The knowledge. The liberation from Maya to reality. Tam asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amridam gamaya. You from this death cycle, death and birth cycle, you enter into the life where there is no death and there is no life. The liberated soul. Ratnakaran walked through all the classic steps of realization. He was actually a thug, a bandit. He used to kill people, capture things from them, and that's how he used to feed his children and look after the mother, wife and all that. So he believed that that is his life. That's the way people should live. Well, we also believe like that. We think that the greatest duty that is given by God to us is to look after ourselves and look after our children, look after the family, like that. That is when you are a Ratnagaran. You don't realize that there is a very, very precious thing in you, which is above all these sensual feelings and happiness and all these things that the world offers you. The pleasures, the importance, the feeling of importance, the money, the happiness. Above all these things, there is a totality of happiness, a height of knowledge, a phase of realization. That spiritual seeking tendency is in you. That's why you are a Ratnagaran. But if you are intelligent enough, you will understand that all these material pleasures are just desultory fleetings. They are not real. Every pleasure that you enjoy ends. Every importance that you get dies. Every feather, every flower that you have will fall down. Every verb ends. The happiness ends, the pleasures end, the unhappiness ends, everything. But is there a stage in which everything is stable? Is there a life for me in which I never die, I understand everything, I am not carried away by these small, silly, material things? Yes. That realization comes to you, or in other words, the door of that realization opens when the gurus meet you. Ratnagaran met with the guru, and he told him that you are not just an ordinary human being. You in future is a very, very important spiritual person. You are going to realize God. Then Ratnagaran started meditating. And he started chanting the mantra Rama, 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 Rama. That mantra means, help me to come out of darkness. Ra, that means darkness. Ma, negating darkness. So he started meditating this mantra, Rama, 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 and finally he realized that he is a supreme soul with so many hidden powers, above all limitations of a human being. He was sent by God to recite Ramayana, and from his heart he recited the whole Ramayana. That is called Valmiki Ramayana. So if you go through Ramayana, taking the names of each character, meaning of these names, and the suggestions behind the activities happening in every episode, you will understand that that's the journey of a spiritualist. Ramayana describes the do's and don'ts in the path of spirituality. Whether it is Dasharatha, Kaikeyi, Kausalya, Lakshmana, Sita, Sugriva, Bali, Ravana, Vibhishana, all these characters that we come across in Ramayana are symbols. Once you understand these symbols and then you go through the incidents, something will dawn upon you. Ramayana is the greatest text ever written in spirituality, because it tells you categorically what to do first, what to do second, what to do third, like that. Up to the Pattabhisheka, which is a liberation. from the birth to the death of a spiritualist. We cannot say death, but the samadhi. What are the things that we are supposed to face? And how do we face it? That is described in Ramayana. But all are symbolic. So, let us recite Ramayana today. If you have a text of Ramayana, open it and start reciting. Because we will be throwing more light into this symbolic meaning of Ramayana in some other episodes. So, if you go through the story completely, then you will be able to grasp those principles very easily. So, let us go for Ramayana from today and understand the symbols and then understand the meaning of the episodes that we come across in Ramayana. Sri Rama 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 Sri Ramachandra Jaya Sri Rama 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 Sita Bhira